Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Journey to Happiness. So I am waiting to go to work. It's currently like 1:30. This is why I hate working second shift. So I worked a double yesterday, but this is my Sunday. I work at my job as a med aid, right? And I'm never doing this again. So I drive like a good ways to go to work, like over 45 minutes. More closer to an hour. But I only work here every other Saturday and Sunday and every other Monday. But there's a Chipotle on the way, so I decided to go to Chipotle, but I wanted to make sure I left early to have plenty of time to sit down and not have to rush. But now I've been done. I got my leftovers here. And then now it's like, what do I do now? Because I'm definitely not driving back home an hour away. And it's so hot, but it's like, what do I do? It's hot. It's too hot to be sitting in this car. I went to the dollar store because I did need a couple of things, but now it's like, and I can't get what I really wanted because it's hot, and I don't want stuff just sitting in this car like that. So that's why I hate summertime. Like, how do y'all love summertime? This is why I hate summertime. You can't leave stuff in the car like you can in the fall and wintertime. Your drinks get hot and just like, but anyway, so I decided that I'm going to make a video in the meantime about things that I wish I would have done differently when I was in high school or my early 20s. Like, if I would have known what I know now back then, these are just 5 things that I came up with at the top of my head that I would have done if I would have had the sense that back then that I have now. I'm still gonna do these things, some of these things, but I just thought I'd share this with y'all. So I wrote them down. So number 1 I have is, I would have took Spanish class in high school. I would have learned how to speak Spanish to the T and multiple languages. Like, the first language I would have learned is Spanish. I could have took a Spanish class when I was in high school for free, but at the time I was like, why do I need to take Spanish? Like, what do I need to learn Spanish for? I was so so I think I signed up for a different class instead, because you know how you got, when I was in high school, you got the main classes like algebra, English. Then there was like 2 other classes that you could take. Then they call it the alternate classes, like, art, chorus, stuff like that. And I could have took Spanish, but I didn't, because I was like, why do I need to learn Spanish? Why do I need to learn Spanish? For what? But I think one of the biggest flex, to me, it's a big flex to speak multiple languages. Like, if you could speak multiple languages, you are bad. You are bad, you know what. Like, that's a flex to me. Seeing somebody that is American, speak Spanish like it's nothing to them, or speak German, or Japanese or whatever. It's just I think it's a very useful skill to have, especially for certain jobs that'll make you more marketable to certain jobs. Like, you can speak Spanish or you're multilingual. Like, what? Honey, you got it made. So to me, that's a big flex. Seeing an American speak Spanish or another language, just not English, speak it well, and it could really like save your life too. Because I don't know if any of y'all watched Scandal, but when Olivia Pope was kidnapped, I think Olivia, she knows how to speak several languages, and it was helpful to her that she knew how to speak, I think it's called Iran. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but she knew how to speak their language, and the people that kidnapped her did not. So, make a long story short, she was talking to the people. They were about to trade her to Iran, sell her to Iran. She talked to the Iran people in their language very well, and they was talking back in their language. The kidnappers, they had no idea what they were saying, because they don't understand and they didn't speak Iran. So, to make a long story short, Iran did not get her. The people in Iran did not get her, and that was because she knew how to speak their language. If she didn't know how to speak their language, she probably would have been taken away. So I just think that's such a flex to be able to speak Spanish as an American person, or multiple languages. So I still maybe by the end of this year, I'll start trying to learn how to speak Spanish. I think that's a flex. That's the first language I want to learn is Spanish, and then I think Chinese or Japanese, those languages, I would like to learn those too. But I'm gonna start with Spanish. I think that's just a flex to me. Like, what? You know what they saying? you know what I'm saying? And like, yeah. So this is personal. The number 2 I have is, if I would have known what I know now back then, I think that I probably, when I graduated high school, I would have went to go to school to be a laboratory scientist. I think now that I've researched a career, I really think if I don't have necessarily a dream career, but if I could think of my top, if we're talking about regular jobs, my top career choice probably would be a lab scientist. For me personally, because now that I know myself, I know I'm an introvert. I know I don't mind being behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those people, I don't have to climb the corporate ladder. I don't have to be the boss. I just want a career that I'm okay with, a career that I'm neutral with, that, a career that a career that I might, even if I don't necessarily absolutely love it, a career that I could come into work and I could be like, okay, I'm okay with this. You know what? This is my career. This is my job. This is how I get a paycheck every 2 weeks. This is how I pay for my life. And I'm okay. I could do this. I could do this job. I could do this. I could do this. Yeah, I'm cool with this. I would have became a lab scientist. I would have either went straight to a 4-year college, either 1 or 2. I would have went to my local community college, because they have they had a laboratory technician program. So I would have went to that, my local community college, to go through that program. Then I would have transferred. I don't know if UNC Charlotte has a laboratory scientist program, but I would have transferred to a university to become a laboratory scientist. Yeah. So now you know how you have LPN and RN. So it's kind of like lab technician, lab scientist. It's kind of like the same idea. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would have done. I think I would have been happy with that. But nursing is just, I honestly, I'm just being honest, because I'm just honest on this channel. I wouldn't became a CNA. I wouldn't have. If I would have known what I know now, I would have not became a CNA. When I walked into that college and that lady told me, yeah, you could become a CNA and you can get a job in 3 months. Back then, the program that I took was 3 months. They want you, she was like, they want you to know how to change bedpan. Put somebody on a bedpan, do this and that before you even become a nurse. I would have said, no, thank you. Sign me up for lab technician. That's what I would have said. But yeah, and I know you can't go back in time, but I'm still just putting this video out there. Maybe I'll still become a lab scientist after I become a medical assistant. For me, like I said, I have to be realistic. And I already told y'all, I was going to do the laboratory technician, but the program is no longer at my local community college. So I have to do a program that's at my local community college. So medical assistant is what I'm going to go for. And then, when I get more stable, you know what I'm saying, maybe I will start taking classes for laboratory, either technician, or maybe just go straight for laboratory scientist. I don't know. But I really think that that's a career that I would have enjoyed. They don't have any interactions with patients. They're behind the scenes, the technicians and the scientists. Basically, they're testing your blood, your urine, your bodily fluids to see what's going on with you. And then they send the results to the nurses or the doctors, and there we go. So, and I like that, technicians or scientists, they could work 312s like nurses do. Or some of them work in, like, what's it called? Some of them work in a blood bank. and they don't have to deal with the general public. That's one of the best parts to me. They don't have to deal with like the general public. You know, nursing is like you're so up close and personal with the patients, and I feel like I'm really burnt out from doing that because I've been so up close and personal with the patients all these years. I really think, and I'm a laid back type of person. I'm a laid back, stay to myself. You know, a lot of them scientists, they work independently. You know, if nursing is such teamwork, scientists can mainly work independently, and technicians, because you're looking at lab samples and stuff, testing them out and stuff like that. I think that's something that I can do. So I'm gonna go for medical assisting, and maybe I can go for lab scientist, you know. But right now, it's just like I said, I drive an older car, and I don't feel comfortable driving an hour there and an hour back for school. I just don't feel comfortable doing that to my car, and I need my car. So maybe after I get done with medical assistant, I could start pursuing either a technician or a lab scientist. But anyway, number 3 I have is I would have stayed at home until I could afford a house. So what I mean, I would have stayed living with my dad. My dad, I started to move out and get my own place, I think when I was 21. So yeah, if y'all remember that toxic job that I told y'all about, as soon as I got full-time at that job, I was ready to move out on my own. So stupid. My dad did not kick me out. I was not forced to be out on my own or nothing like that. Actually, he didn't want me to move out. But being young and dumb, I thought my dad is so strict. I'm ready to get my own place. I got a full-time job now. You can't tell me nothing. So I decided to move out on my own. And now that I think about it, my dad wasn't that bad. I had to go to church every Sunday. What else did I have to do? That's about it, isn't it? He was very strict about who I hung with, who I dated, and stuff like that. And I think I just got tired of it. What else? I don't know. But yeah, I would have stayed home until I could afford a house. It's just like, especially now that I have Bullet with me, especially living upstairs, I think I'm going to get a house one day. But it's just, I would rather stay at home so I have my own house, even if it's like a mobile home, like a trailer, a mobile home, a nice mobile home, because there are a lot of nice mobile homes. When I say trailer, don't think, oh, we're talking about trailer trash. There's a lot of nice mobile home trailers, whatever you want to call it. People buy land and you can have it built from the ground up. But anyway, or either just a small, maybe a 2-bedroom house for me. That's what I would have saved up. I would have got my career first as either a lab technician or I'll go the way off to the top. I would have got my career started first as a lab scientist, got my, get a job, save money, then get a little house for myself. Or if I would have got married, I would have, got a house with a husband or whatever. So it's just like, I want to be able to, now, like I said, especially now that I have a Bullet, I have to keep, which is not bad, I have to keep him on a leash. I want to be able to, have a porch where, in a backyard, a fenced backyard, where I can just let the door out and he can go out and run around, be a dog, play, use the bathroom, and I can watch him from my from the little porch area, stuff like that. It's just, privacy. When I get off at night, I have really great neighbors and everything, but I feel like I have to be quiet out of respect for them, because I don't get home till midnight, so I don't want to make too much noise, just out of respect. Nobody ever complains, but just out of respect for my neighbors, especially living upstairs. I never lived below anybody before, but from what I've heard, when somebody lives below you, they can hear a lot. Like, they can hear when you take a shower, they can hear when you use the bathroom, when you're walking. And now that I've heard that, I don't know if that's true or not. Y'all let me know if people live below somebody. I just don't like that. It feels strange knowing that somebody can hear everything that I'm doing. Like I said, not complaining about my neighbors or anything. They're great. I haven't heard one complaint. It's just privacy and just being able to do what I want with my house. You know what I'm saying? Especially with living upstairs. Oh my God. Living upstairs, I freaking hate it. I mean, I love the neighborhood that I'm in. I'm not complaining about that, but just in general, I just would have got a house instead of trying to be grown and this and that. But anyway, number 4, I got no dating until I finish school. That's just me personally. I always feel like if I get in a relationship and it turns bad, I lose my focus. So I probably wouldn't have dated until at least my senior year of college, till I'm about to be finished with college. That's just me. I think unless I'm like, I would have to be with a really good man for me to date while in school back then. Like if I would have done what I know now, I would have just been focused on school so I can get through it and then start my life. And number 5 is I wouldn't have worried about having no job. So as soon as I graduated high school, I had the mindset of I want to make my own money. I didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? My dad was taking care of me. It's just I wanted to be grown. So I got the job at Hardee's, right? That was my very first job. I got a job when I was 17, and then I thought to myself, you know what? I want a second job. So I got hired at Papa John's. I was going to be a delivery driver, but my dad said no. I was so mad at the time because I thought to myself, okay, I got my job at Hardee's, right? Then I'm gonna work at Papa John's. You ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing. I'm gonna be making all this money. Then, you know, delivery drivers get tips. I thought to myself, I'm gonna be making all this money. You can't tell me shit. I'm gonna be a bad, you know what? And my dad was like, I ain't buy you that car to be no delivery driver. You're gonna run up the miles on that car delivering and this and that. And looking back on it, he was right. So I didn't get the job at Papa John's because he said no. At the moment, I was so mad. But because I was thinking, I'm trying to make some money. Aren't you happy that you have a daughter that's trying to get a second job, trying to do something? But now that I think about it, I should have been focused mainly on school, not making money. I did not have to. I didn't need a job back then. My dad was okay with me not working. So I would have just focused on school. And I don't know, this young and dumb trying to be grown. I was only 17, so I wasn't grown yet. But I just want to make some money. I just want to make my own money, get a paycheck coming in. So yeah, those are just things that I would have done differently if I can go back in time. Because I know we can't go back in time, but I just wanted to share that with y'all. Comment below if y'all could go back in time. What are some things you would have done different? Your younger self that you would have done different back then if you knew what you knew now. Going forward, I'm still going to get a house. I may still become a laboratory scientist. I'm definitely becoming a medical assistant. And I'm still going to learn how to speak Spanish and multiple languages. I'm still going to do that. It's just going to be later in life. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all the next time. Bye.